Welcome back everyone. Today we're in my shop. So I woke up and decided I want a skid steer, but guess what? I ain't got the money for a skid steer. So instead, we're gonna build one. And it's gonna be made pretty much out of scrap steel and whatever I can source online for extremely cheap. This video series is gonna end up being quite a few parts. I wanna make this pretty thorough, just so in the future, if anyone's more interested in trying something like this on their own, they have a good point of reference. And obviously this ain't no commercial skid steer, it's the scrap steer. So we're going to be looking at comparing it maybe closer to a Chinese unit or something of that factor. And you know, maybe you could even get a Chinese one for the same price, but when you build it yourself, you know exactly how it was made and you know exactly how to fix it, and the parts typically are pretty easy to source. So that's where I'm going with this. But anyway, let's get to work. So I should probably make it clear, I'm not an engineer. I don't know anything about skid steers, but I do have a welder and a good imagination, so we're just going to try to figure this out and make it work. All right, so this is the metal I got for scrap. If you guys are curious, look for a local alro. A lot of the times they have drops and shortcut links that you can probably get cheap. Another thing is a scrap yard too. If you guys have a scrap yard that lets you go in and pick stuff out and buy it for weight price, that's another great option. So the base of my build is pretty much going to be constrained to these parts, and then I'll go get more as I need it. So for the frame rails and the main arm, this is 2" by 6" by 3/16 tubing. I believe this is 7" C-channel, maybe 2 1/4 tall, 3/16 thick on the back, and this is going to be for going over top of the tires. This is 3 by 7 1/4" tubing. I got 4 pieces that are 40 inches long. I'm probably going to be using these for the uprights of the arms. This is some 2 by 2 3/16 wall tubing. I got a couple pieces of that. I got a box old discs, and then I have just a whole field of cheaply sourced parts. Oh, those were scrap too. This is basically the general shape of what I'm going for. This tube is not like, well, neither one of these are the right length. These are currently like 29 inches. They got to get dropped down to 24 inches. And outside to outside will be 28 inches. And then from front to back, it'll end up being 61. I'm actually going to drill all the holes for the bearings first, and then I'll go ahead and do the plasma cutting and welding, just so I don't get the shop all smoky ahead of time. So I made this bearing print from a model they had on McMaster car. This is a 4-bolt flanged bearing, 1 3/16 bore. And I think since this is going to be the front, I kind of want it tucked up pretty tight. So I'm going to go ahead and recess the center line back 6 inches. And then I'm going to go 28 inches back from that and put another one. Again, I have absolutely no idea how to build a skid steer, so I don't know if like these ratios are correct, but they look right to me. So that's what we're going with. So this tubing is 3/16 thick, and I'm really not sure how much meat it takes to hold back these bearings I'm putting on. So in an abundance of caution, I'm just welding on little thin plates here to stiffen it. They look about 1/8 inch thick. And I'm just gonna tack them in place for now. Well, it's kind of hard to see with all this other crap that's going on, but I went and punched where all the little holes need to be in the center on this side. And I think I'm gonna try to get lucky and drill straight through the whole thing and not have to do the back. That way the holes are nice and straight. But I'm also gonna double check these to make sure they're still right, not just rely on this paper. Well, I wore out one of my big drill bits after 3 holes, and I'm like, you know what? Why don't I just plasma cut them? So you can't see them anyways. Bearings are going on top, and they have no purpose. So, you know, the shaft's just gonna go straight through. So there they are. Now the next step is going to be cutting these to length, because right now they don't equal each other. I'm gonna take the short one. I'm gonna cut the long one to the same length, probably with the plasma cutter. All right, I got the frame tacked together. I got the stiffening plates welded in, and measuring across 28 on the dot. And then in length, it is 61, just under. So when I was tacking in place, I went corner to corner, and it's within a 1/16 cross. All right, in the next video, we're gonna go ahead and get the bearings installed for the tires, probably the tires installed as well, and then go ahead and start putting the uprights in for the loader arms. Catch you in the next episode.